Hi everyone, in this video I am going to talking about how to use listeners. The, the term event refers to the occurrence of something. An event occurs when the state of an object change. When this experience occurs, we can could conduct create and could actions such as collecting total and current log in users. Stabilizing database table when developing the project, building database connection object and so on. The JavaX servlet and JavaX servlet HTTP package contain number of event classes and listener interfaces. The primary function of a listener in a GUI application is to be concentrate at an event from suffix GUI component, handle it using listener function, and provide the response to the GUI application. The following technique is referred to as event handling or event development model on GUI application. Event categories. Servlet events are divided into two categories: high level and low level. Servlet context level, application level event. This event contains resource of state held at the appliance servlet context object extent session. Level event, it involves the resources or state associated with the experience of the request from a single user session. In other words, it is associated with the HTTP session object. There are two types of event on each of those two levels: change in the life cycle, change in the attributes. For each of the four event categories, we can define one or more event listener classes. Multiple event categories can be monitored by a single listener class. Implement an interface for interfaces from the JavaX servlet package or JavaX servlet HTTP package is a common way to make an ocean class. Event listener interface description. JavaX servlet and 6 listener that will be alerted if an compromised action start on a servlet request to which the listener was attached has complete time out or fail. Set of using listeners. If we want to utilize listeners in our web apps, we must follow the step below. Step 1. Get the listener class ready. Take one user defined classes which must be listener interface. Implementation class. For instance, consider the public class listener, the implement by my listener. Step B. In the web XML file, configure the listener classes. The following XML tag must be used in the web XML file to configure the listener classes. Web app listener classes, name of the listener class. Except for the HTTP session binding listener and the HTTP session activation listener, all listeners require the aforementioned the listener configuration. Method for event listeners and related classes. Method for the servlet context listener and the servlet context event classes. The following methods are defined by servlet context listener. Method description. void context listener servlet context event. The function is used to inform the listener that the servlet context has been formed and that the application is now ready to handle requests. Void context destroyed servlet context events. The function is used to alert the listener that the program is about to be terminated. When a web application is developed on the server, the servlet context event is informed. It includes the technique shown below, which your listener may call servlet context get servlet context. This method retrieves the servlet context object that was created or is going to be deleted, from which you may get any info you want. Method for servlet context attribute listener and the servlet context activated event class. Servlet context attribute listener specifies the following method. Method description. The event class servlet context attribute event is used to notify about change to the attributes of a web application servlet context. It includes the techniques list below, which you listening can use. String get name. Within the name of the attribute, the was added, delete, or repeat as a string. Object get value is a method for iterating the value on attribute that has been added, delete, or replied. This method in the previous value, not the new value, in the event of a repeat attribute. Method for HTTP session listener and the session event class. HTTP listener speaks the following methods. Method description void session create. It used to inform the listener that session has been established. Void session destroyed. This used let the listener know that session has been terminated. When new session object is modified, HTTP session event is informed. It includes the technique shown below, which you listener may call HTTP session get session. The function is used to obtain generated or deleted session project. Method for HTTP session attribute listener and the HTTP session binding event class. HTTP session attribute listener specifies the following method. This method. When your object implement the HTTP session binding listener is brought the freed from a session, HTTP session binding event is delivered to that object or to a HTTP session attribute listener that has been set in the development descriptor. When any attribute is bound, unbound, or replaced in a session, it includes the technique list below, which you listener can use. String get name. Within the name of the attribute that was added, delete, or put as a string. Object get value is a method for evaluating the value an attribute has that has been added, delete, or replaced. This method in the previous value, not the new value in the event of a attribute. HTTP session get session. This method is used to obtain the session object whose attribute has changed. Example: to the demonstrate the servlet listener in action, let's create a basic web application. In Eclipse, we will build dynamic web project called servlet listener example, and the project structure will be look like this. The context in frames the listener setting will be defined in the web XML. The class for the database connectivity is database manager. The object will be added to the servlet context as an attribute. Will deal with the session and the other things in my servlet. We will use the app context listener and read the servlet context in its parameters. and use then the create the database manager object which we will the set as the attribute on the servlet context object. Servlet context attribute listener is the simple implement for the login the event when attribute in the servlet content is added, removed or replace HTTP sessions listener is a simple implementation to log the event when the session is created or destroyed the servlet request listener. It is log the servlet request IP address when the request is initialized the destroy. WebXML database manager Java app context attribute listener Java my servlet request listener Java my session listener Java my servlet Java. Output: when we deploy our application and access my servlet, the server log file includes the following logs. In browser, we will see something like this. Thank you.